dream in his life, or what he wants most in his life? And he answered, peace of mind. Isn't it that good? And I think that's what everyone really aspires for, having peace of mind. Perhaps because someone already is living with his dream, the life that he wanted before, and he's living it right now. Now, there's another person that I remember that also perhaps could give us inspiration on dreaming. And when you dream, you can achieve it. If you know the person behind the KFC, is Colonel Sanders. Yes? And you know Colonel Sanders, before he was really became very successful, he went through too much troubles in life. At the early age, he enlisted into the army, and then he went to a business of boats, which he wasn't able to have a breakthrough. And then he went to the business of lamps, and then he failed. Then he went to rental business, and then he failed. The rental floor, the buildings that he bought, already got with fire. So again, but then he persisted because he has a dream. He has a dream to become successful. And then he had his restaurant, and then he tried another business, which is to have his franchise in this chicken business. And then how many times was he rejected with his attempt to sell his masterpiece? You know how many times? It's 1,007 times. A lot of rejections. But then he continued because he has a dream. And he believed that he can achieve it. And then when he had this breakthrough, now Colonel Sanders is the man behind in more than 40 countries, become very popular because of the KFC, because of his ingredient, because of one breakthrough. But because the bottom line, because he had a dream, and he did not fail to continue achieving his dream. So I think this reminds us, everyone, that let's continue to be dreaming, and let's continue working on achieving that dream. And tonight, let's hear some inspirational or inspiring message from our lone speaker. Our lone speaker tonight will be delivering his speech, project number 1 from the basic manual. His title of the speech is The Greatest Challenge in Life. Before calling him, may I ask his evaluator to please provide us the objectives of his speech. May I call on his evaluator, Toastmaster Nicolas Barbero, Jr. A round of applause, please.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. Good evening. Good evening once again, fellow Toastmasters and guests.
Good evening.
And also to my target speaker. Your project is project number 1 from Competent Communication Manual, and it's titled The Icebreaker. The title later. For your speech project, you will introduce yourself to your fellow club members. By the way, I would like to mention my target speaker, Toastmaster Jen-al. And I would like to proceed. First speech project, you will introduce yourself to your fellow club members and give them some information about your background, interests, and ambitions. Practice giving your speech to friends or family members and strive to make eye contact with some of your audience. You may use notes during your speech if you wish. Read the entire project before preparing your talk. And here are the objectives to begin speaking before an audience. To discover speaking skills you already have and skills that need some attention. And Mr. Timer, time is 4 to 6 minutes. Back to you, Toastmaster David.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nick Barbero. Our first speaker, when I asked him a while ago what he wants most in his life, and he said he wants to be successful in all challenges. And you know what? He wants to become a lawyer. A successful one, of course. So let's hear more from him in his icebreaker speech and what he has in store for us. So without much ado, let's call on the floor our lone speaker for tonight's meeting, who will be giving his first project speech with the title, The Greatest Challenge in Life. The Greatest Challenge in Life, first speech project from the basic manual. Let's all welcome and let's give him a round of applause. Toastmaster Jen-al.
The greatest challenge in life. Some people might say that hard working is a key to achieve a certain goal. Education is an ingredient toward success. Appearance, it represents positive determination. The eagerness to learn, it implies self-manifestation. Tonight, I'm going to share you the challenge and success came after long years of perseverance. My fellow Toastmasters, yes, good evening.
Good evening.
Sometime in December 1986, at a wonderful evening, a child was born. His name Jen-al. That's me. Within the municipality of Patikul, is known the province of Sulu, the place where I grew up, learned my tradition, ethnics, culture. I'm living far away from my school and hometown, wherein 4 to 5 kilometers and 8 to 9 kilometers respectively. We do have nothing means of transportation. The road is unpaved, mud at street as a result of rainfall. My loving hometown was underwent on several crises due to peace and order, wherein you can hear bomb drops coming from a warplane, a crossfire. It sometimes affects our daily life. We cannot cross the main street unless we divert it to shore or to climb it in a hill. We suffer transfer from another place to another place, from mainland to island. Despite having all of these circumstances, and because of my eagerness to learn and right into education, and notwithstanding the fact of our financial difficulties, I thank God because I completed my primary school. Turning to my high school, the same scenario situation that I have. But what makes different in this is that my aunt have their home in the town. So I went on there on weekend, and a weekday and weekend, I got to get back home. At this level, sport was captured my attention. And I became passionate in that and later participate in different events until I was given an opportunity to participate and I became a member, a team somewhere in school in Manila. Consequently, after 2 years, and I did not feel any good benefits. And the promise that they made at me was never exist. So I went back home, finished my high school. I finished it and graduated in 2003. Then, furthermore, after I had my high school diploma, I went on college. I studied at Western Mindanao State University. Being as a college student, it is normal to face financial problem. Not because I could not enjoy myself in any, but because of having, or sometimes just lunch, snack, dinner just pass by. Yes, it affects my study. But it sometimes give me, or it deficient growing up in mind. Despite having all of these instances from my elementary to high school and college, I did never treat my study as my second priority. In fact, I did completed it in accordance with the manner. After having obtained my civil engineering degree, took my board, luckily my name was listed among those who have successfully. So I started connected with different agencies. Thereupon, my friend called me, NGOs, until I landed in this group. There are times, at point of time, I couldn't resist shedding tears in my eyes when I come to know that I am what I have now. Lastly, if I need something or I want to achieve certain goal, I did not trace how far the distance is. I did never give emphasis how difficult is that. Nor I did never undermine the rumors scattered within. Instead, I believe in positive mind combined with positive thinking result into success. With that, thank you.